Okay, welcome to today's video. I was listening to my music because I like my tunes. Makes me feel good. If you know me from my other stuff, you would know I love music. So today's video is on how to accept yourself to get started in the fitness and in the gym. I was inspired to make this video because I find that one of the problems that I see people do or kind of go through is they feel not very worthy and they feel uncomfortable to go to the gym because they don't like the way they look. And so this is a topic I think is worth making a video on. How do you find that confidence within yourself so that you can go and do what you want to do? So I have a list here. I'm just going to read off of my list. So the first one, it's about not necessarily caring about what everyone thinks of you, but it's about not caring when somebody doesn't care. What I mean by this is, it's about not caring when somebody, it's about not caring when somebody doesn't care about you. So, there's a saying that you're not everybody's cup of tea, just like how I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I'm certainly not everybody's cup of tea. I know that's for sure. But if you can come to terms with that and accept that and just kind of look at it in a different light, it really changes things because you're accepting and loving yourself authentically for where you are right now, so that you can go, into the gym. And to be quite frank with you, to be very, very blunt with you, people aren't looking at you. Okay, they're just not. People are more often than not thinking about what other people think of them, if that makes sense. So it's not common for people to just look around and stare at whomever, unless they're a creep. But for the most part, if you feel like people are watching you and people are staring at you, they're oftentimes thinking about the same thing. So kind of puts things into perspective. Okay, number 2 on how to accept yourself, get started in fitness, is to know your worth. So there's a saying that you're a boat, I'm a yacht type of saying. You're a Toyota, I'm a Lamborghini type of thing. Knowing kind of your worth, having some value to yourself, having some dignity to yourself, walking with your chest out, walking with your chin up. That is so easy to say, and for me to sit here and say that. I find that people think if you have you have a physique, you have whatever that they or it's easy for you to say. It's it is easy for me to say because I've been through it and I've accomplished XYZ, so that I am confident enough to say that, I know my worth and that I'm a yacht and you're a boat. So it's a sense of relief once you can kind of verbally say it, because it's one thing to think it, it's another thing to say it. So establish your worth. What are you worth? How do you want to have other people see you, so to speak? I think once you kind of master that, it can make things a little easier to go into the gym. Okay, I've been there where I didn't want to go, to a public place or whatever, but I still did it because that's what I wanted. It's just a matter of deciding and just ultimately not really caring. And I mean, if somebody does treat you like crap, because it's happened before where I didn't know how to use a machine one time. This was when I first got started, and this lady was really rude, and I remember feeling so dumb, but I just kind of stuck my guns and just kind of stuck with it, and things kind of just fell into place. So I think once you know your worth, you're a yacht, you're a whatever, you're able to, so to speak, take that first step to go into the gym or to get started with your training. Even if that's something as simple as going for a walk, that's still something. Number 3, not everyone is built to see your value. So depending on the gym that you go to, depending on what fitness place you join, there's going to be people that are going to try to level you up. And what that means is there's going to be people that are going to try to see what you're about. They're going to try to see, what you're made of. And That's just kind of human nature. People feel, if they feel threatened, they're going to want to, size you up. But you have to understand that not everyone is built to see your value. Almost similar to like if you're dating, right? You're dating a girl, you're dating a guy. Not everyone's going to be built to see your value as a man or a woman. They're just not, because everybody is at a different level in a wavelength wise, like energy wise. It's like you won't see somebody at a high energy level, a high wavelength up here, dating someone at a low wavelength down here. It just doesn't work that way. If my thinking is up here and his thinking is down here, it's not going to work. If his thinking is up here and mine is, or hers is down here, it's not going to work. Same thing with with the gym. Like if you're going to be around people that are of low value, like going to a gym that people that don't really kind of take themselves seriously, you're also going to be a byproduct of that environment. People don't see the value in you. You're not gonna open up opportunities for you to maybe have a potential trainer, to maybe have a potential workout partner or whatever. It's really important to put yourself in situations so that you can flourish. Just like a flower, you put it under the sun so that it can bloom. Same thing goes with humans. You have to understand though that not everyone is going to see your value, and people are going to, doubt you. People are going to make fun of you, and people are maybe going to think things, or maybe they're going to look at you a certain way. But that's not your job to correct them. Rather, it's just your job to just focus on yourself. Okay, the next one, I wrote too much. Okay, my next one, I'm going to say that being confident is not about being right. It's about not being afraid to get it wrong. Okay, so when you go to a gym and you're trying out all these exercises, and these are like new stuff that you're trying, you have to kind of have that courage to don't be afraid to look like a fool doing things that you may not do correctly. I've been there before where I've done equipment wrong, and there were some times where people were very nice to kind of correct me, but it's other times where I just kind of figured it out on my own. But you have to have kind of that confidence to go and do your training and go and use the equipment or whatever, because otherwise you're just going to be using the cardio equipment all the time and you're just not going to get anywhere. And if you're watching this and you're somebody that you're like, this is like something so simple, I can just go to a gym and I can just go lift weights, like that's great. But there's a lot of people that can't, like, I don't want to say they can't, but they have a hard time going to the gym and lifting in front of other people. It's really hard for some people, and that's kind of hence why I'm making this video. So just kind of, I guess, keep that in mind, that being confident is not always about being right. It's about not being afraid to get it wrong or to fail. It's okay to fail. It's okay to do things wrong. I don't even think of it as failing. I look at it more as a learning curve, right? You're just learning. It's a process. Everyone had to go through it. I didn't know how to do certain things when I first got started, but I just kept at it and I just didn't care. So that's what you have to do too. My next one, they can't kill you if you're already dead. So there's a movie, I believe I forget what the movie's called. It's a basketball movie. And the guy is dribbling, and his coach said to him, he can't kill you if you're already dead. And what he means is because his opponent was talking trash, his opponent was telling him things that were trying to bring him down so that he can lose his mental state so that, obviously the other guy can win. But what his coach was implying is that he can't get to you if you're already like dead. So people won't be able to get to you if you are already prepared for it, essentially. So when you go to a gym, you can't let whatever phase you if you are prepared for it mentally, if you're already dead, so to speak. There are certain gyms where there are cliques. It's kind of like Mean Girls, where there's like certain cliques. And you have these kind of people, you have this kind of people, and then maybe you want to go start lifting weights, and then it's like a whole flock of people, and you feel a little uneasy because you're entering a new territory. It can be scary, but that kind of goes into what I just said of they can't kill you if you're already dead. So having that confidence again to kind of go and do what you want to do, focus on what you want to get done, and then leave, right? So, okay, the next one, I'm going to have more of these quotes in my post on my Substack. So if you didn't check that out, yeah, you need to check that out. But my next one I'm going to say is that the biggest challenges bring the biggest rewards. So, if you want to lose 10 pounds or you want to gain 10 pounds of muscle, though it's a challenge, but it's going to bring the biggest rewards. And I don't think really people tend to understand that it's a process. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon, and it's something that you have to work at every day and be consistent with it and understand your intentions behind it and what your goals are. Once you grasp the concept that this is a challenge that you're going to put yourself through, that it's going to bring you a very rewarding feeling, whether that means you fit better in your clothes, or you're healthier, or your cholesterol is more down, or you're able to get more guys or girls because you're dating more. Whatever those reasons or those rewards are, and what that means to you is essential, because the precursor to that is the challenge, right? But you have to go through the struggle and the challenges to get the reward, and there's no way around it other than to go through it. I'm going to leave it there because this video is over 10 minutes, but I'm going to have a little bit more quotes in my post that I have, my Substack, that you can read about. Maybe it will help you shift your mindset. This is a mindset training, I guess, video. And I think a lot of people kind of struggle with it. And I think people don't realize that they struggle with it, or they're just they either don't realize it, or they just are not willing to accept the fact that they actually do have a mental barrier within themselves, because they quite literally are in their own way. But it's really important to understand that and be mindful and be at peace with where you are, and understand that what you're going to go through it can feel like hell, because you're going through workouts. Maybe you have to have a low diet, you have to have a low calorie diet, but it's only going to make you better for the future. But it starts with first accepting yourself, accepting for where you are, and being happy with where you are. Not being satisfied, but being genuinely decently happy, but not satisfied. Just keep on striving so you get to where you need to be, or where you want to be. So hopefully these kind of ways of thinking are useful and they help you. I think my main takeaway is understanding your worth, and it's not caring about what everyone thinks about you. It's about not caring when people don't like you, okay? Or don't, whatever. Some people may think this video is a little off because it's kind of like a variety of topics in one. But going back to what I said earlier, depending on the gym that you go to, certain gyms can have cliques, and it can make it hard for some people to go to that gym because there's cliques. It's kind of like high school, where there's cliques of people and you feel a little uneasy. Maybe to some, you feel a little maybe intimidated or whatever. It's okay to feel that way. And you still have a job to get done, so you better go do that job. There's some real people that are real jerks at the gym. Some gym jocks are just rude. I've seen it myself. But there's also some really nice people. It just depends on where you are. But those kind of people that are kind of rude are out there. Hence why I'm making this video, to kind of help you not let people steer you wrong, and not let people's opinions stop you from pursuing your goals. Okay? Thank you for watching, and I have to fix my hair to end the video on a good note. And I'll see you in the next video.